Cluster A, the strange ones. People with these disorders often appear odd, eccentric, or socially detached. Paranoia. Imagine walking through life constantly looking over your shoulder, convinced that everyone around you is hiding something, plotting something, whispering behind your back. That's the world of someone with paranoid personality disorder. These individuals don't just mistrust others, they expect betrayal. A simple joke becomes an insult. A delayed text becomes evidence of a secret. They interpret harmless events as deliberate attacks. Even loved ones are suspects. Apologies mean nothing. Forgiveness is rare. They might interrogate their partner over minor delays, assume friends are mocking them in secret, or believe coworkers are plotting to get them fired, all without evidence. And any suggestion that they might be overreacting only deepens their suspicion. Trust isn't just hard for them, it's almost impossible. They may cut ties abruptly, end friendships over imagined insults, or carry grudges for years. And when they isolate themselves, it only confirms their worldview, that the world is hostile, dangerous, and out to get them. Schizoid personality disorder. These individuals are not shy. They don't long for connection and hide in fear. No, they simply don't want it. They feel no pull toward human closeness, no desire for intimacy, even with family. They don't care for praise or criticism. Their emotional world is flat, almost alien. Imagine someone who could go months without speaking to another human and feel no loneliness, no discomfort, no craving for warmth. They often work alone, live alone, and remain emotionally untouched by the world around them. Holidays, birthdays, family gatherings, none of these stir anything in them. To others, they might seem cold, detached, or robotic. But for them, it's peace, an uninterrupted solitude where no expectations, obligations, or emotional demands can reach them. If forced into group activities or social roles, they may comply quietly, but emotionally check out. They often drift through life like ghosts, unnoticed, untouched, and perfectly fine with that. Schizotypal personality disorder. Think of a person who seems like they stepped out of another dimension. Schizotypal individuals often have bizarre beliefs, like sensing other people's thoughts, believing in telepathy, or assigning deep cosmic meaning to ordinary coincidences. They may dress in unusual ways, use strange phrases, or speak in patterns that don't quite make sense. Their body language might be off, too stiff, or oddly timed. Social situations are terrifying for them, not because they fear rejection like avoidant types, but because they feel the world is inherently threatening or charged with strange energies. Many believe they are special or chosen for some mysterious purpose. They often keep journals full of secret symbols, rituals, or numerology. And though they may long for closeness, their behavior, eccentric, suspicious, and deeply anxious, often pushes others away. Their reality is a web of patterns and meanings others can't see, and trying to explain it only makes them feel more alienated. Cluster B, the most explosive group. These personalities are intense, emotional, and often unpredictable. Antisocial personality disorder, the clinical term for what many casually label a sociopath. These individuals lack a conscience. They break laws, manipulate others, lie without flinching, and feel no remorse. But here's the twist. They can be incredibly charming. Some are CEOs, politicians, even surgeons. Others are repeat offenders or serial criminals. What they all share is a disregard for the rights of others. They see people as tools or obstacles, nothing more. Relationships are shallow and short-lived, unless there's something to gain. If you confront them, they might smile. If you suffer, they might feel satisfaction. Many have a history of conduct disorder by age 15, animal cruelty, theft, violence. They don't learn from punishment. They might con a stranger out of money and sleep soundly that night. They might fake affection to secure power, then abandon you when you're no longer useful. And in extreme cases, they're capable of things most of us couldn't even imagine. Cold, calculated, and completely without remorse. The scariest part? Many know exactly how to blend in. Borderline personality disorder. This is emotional turbulence at its most extreme. People with BPD are often described as walking raw nerves. Their emotions are intense, sudden, and overwhelming. Relationships are unstable, wildly loving one moment and full of rage the next. They have an extreme fear of abandonment, and they will go to desperate lengths to avoid being left, real or imagined. A friend not answering a message can spiral into self-harm. They often experience identity disturbance, not knowing who they are, what they want, or where they're going. They feel empty, like something inside them is missing. They may impulsively spend money, engage in risky sex, binge eat, or even attempt suicide, not for attention, but to stop the pain. Many have histories of trauma, especially in childhood. And while they can love deeply, their love is often fused with fear, rage, and pain. They don't want to push people away. They just don't know how to stop. Even when they recognize the chaos, they often feel powerless to change it. The emotional storms are all-consuming. Histrionic personality disorder. The spotlight isn't just wanted, it's needed. These individuals crave attention like oxygen. They are theatrical, flamboyant, and emotionally intense. But beneath the drama is often insecurity. They may dress provocatively, exaggerate stories, or stir up emotional chaos just to be noticed. Their emotions can seem shallow or rapidly shifting, crying one moment, laughing the next. They are suggestible, easily influenced by others, and often perceive relationships as closer than they really are. They may flirt constantly, even in inappropriate settings, job interviews, funerals, doctors' offices. Conflict and chaos may follow them, but without attention, they feel invisible. Their lives are a constant performance, a show crafted to ensure the world doesn't look away. But behind the performance, they may feel lost, unsure who they are without an audience. The silence between acts is unbearable. Narcissism, not to be confused with confidence. Narcissistic personality disorder is about a fragile ego wrapped in armor. These individuals believe they're superior, more talented, more important, more deserving. But their self-worth is hollow and dependent on others' admiration. Criticism, even mild, can provoke rage or deep shame. They often exploit others to get ahead and show little empathy for those they hurt. They require constant praise and may become jealous or dismissive if others receive attention. Their relationships are transactional. Charm is a tool. Flattery is currency. And behind their grandiosity lies a deep fear of being exposed as ordinary. They may surround themselves with people who reflect their desired image, cutting off anyone who challenges them. They don't fall in love. They select admirers. And when the admiration fades, so do they. They often rewrite reality to protect their ego, convincing themselves they're always the hero or the victim. Cluster C, the anxious and fearful. These disorders are rooted in insecurity, control, and an overwhelming need for reassurance. Avoidance. Imagine being desperate for friendship, for love, but being too terrified to risk rejection. That's the core of avoidant personality disorder. These individuals often view themselves as socially inadequate or unappealing. They fear criticism, ridicule, or disapproval so deeply that they avoid social interaction altogether. Unlike the schizoid person, they want connection. They just believe they'll be humiliated if they try. Even in close relationships, they may struggle to open up. Every interaction feels like a test they're destined to fail. Praise is questioned. Compliments are dismissed. They overanalyze everything they say or do, and loneliness becomes a painful constant, not because they choose it, but because they feel unworthy of anything else. They dream of connection, then retreat the moment it's offered. They live in a cage built not of bars, but of self-doubt. Dependency. Think of someone who cannot make the smallest decision without help. What to wear, what to eat, where to go. They constantly seek reassurance, approval, and direction from others. They avoid responsibility and defer major life choices to partners, parents, or friends. Their greatest fear is being alone, not just physically, but emotionally. They may tolerate abuse or mistreatment just to avoid abandonment. Their sense of self is often fused with whoever they're dependent on. They may jump from relationship to avoid being alone for even a moment. The idea of independence is terrifying. They'd rather be mistreated than left. Their lives become shaped by the needs and wants of others. Their opinions shift to match their companions. And when those companions disappear, it's like their identity vanishes with them. Even when they suffer, they can't imagine walking away, because being alone is worse than being unhappy. Obsessive compulsive personality disorder, OCPD. Unlike OCD, which involves intrusive thoughts and repetitive behaviors, OCPD is about personality, rigid, perfectionistic, and obsessed with control. These individuals often live by strict rules and moral codes. They hate delegating tasks because they believe only they can do it correctly. They may spend hours on minor details, rewriting a sentence, organizing papers, or cleaning already clean surfaces. They often struggle with flexibility, spontaneity, or emotional expression. Their work ethic can border on self-punishing. They might sacrifice friendships, family time, and even their own well-being for the sake of order. Emotions feel messy. Uncertainty feels dangerous. And so they cling to routine, even as life crumbles around them. Their need for control is not about dominance. It's about safety. In a world they can't predict, they create one they can, even if it isolates them. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for similar ones and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.